Hello everyone. Before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment saying where you're from and when you watched. That way, YouTube will continue to show you stories like this. Now, let's get started. Asterisk after the group of scholars disappeared with the haunting camera, the villagers became even more convinced that the ancient communal house was not only cursed, but also a gateway between two worlds. Fear gradually turned into resignation. They no longer tried to resist, just quietly lived in constant obsession. The chilling scares appeared more and more clearly. People not only heard the wedding music from afar, but also smelled the faint scent of incense in the air every moonlit night. Some even swore that they saw white veils fluttering on the roof of the communal house, as if the bride was waving her scarf in the wind. One day, a rich merchant named David passed by the village. Hearing the story, he showed contempt, thinking that it was all just superstition to keep strangers from staying. He declared that he would stay in the ancient communal house overnight to prove to everyone that there was nothing to be afraid of. The villagers tried to stop him, but he did not listen, and even laughed at him. That night, he brought good wine, set the banquet table in the middle of the main hall, and sang loudly to challenge. At first, there was only a cold wind blowing, but then the sound of wedding music rang out from deep in the darkness. The oil lamp flickered, and gradually, his banquet table was no longer empty. The faceless guests sat down, raising their glasses to celebrate. In front of him, Anna appeared. Her eyes were sad, but her smile was creepy. Before David could react, a cold hand grabbed his hand and pulled him towards the altar. The next morning, people only found the messy banquet table and the old wedding ring placed right in the middle. The horror stories from David's mysterious death once again raised the surrounding terror from that event. People began to believe that anyone who dared to mock or challenge the vengeful spirit would have to pay the price. The men in the village lived in fear. They avoided the roads near the ancient temple, not daring to look directly at the full moon. Haunted stories spread everywhere. Some heard the sound of the wedding palanquin passing by the porch. Some saw Anna's silhouette standing silently outside the bedroom window, her white veil fluttering in the wind. Just one encounter, and they knew for sure that their souls had been marked. One night, a group of foolish children gathered to test their courage. They brought musical instruments, intending to play loud music in the ancient communal house to prove that they were not afraid. When the melody rang out, another sound immediately joined in: the pounding of wedding drums, the shrill sound of trumpets, and creepy laughter. A hazy scene appeared. The ghostly wedding procession approached. Terrified, the children ran away in all directions. But one person was left behind, and the next morning he disappeared, leaving only a broken string lying scattered in front of the communal house gate. Those chilling scares seemed to prove the truth that the ghost wedding will never stop. People began to rumor that every time the ancient communal house was lit up, it was a sign that a new person was about to join the eternal banquet. Some people dreamed that they were invited to sit at the wedding table, surrounded by faceless guests, whispering laughter. When they woke up, they found a few dried wedding petals stuck on their clothes, the scent of incense still lingering. Those ghost stories made the whole village no longer believe in coincidence, but consider it a warning. While the villagers fell into despair, an old shaman from a faraway land came. He claimed that he could end the curse with a revenge wedding. Ritual, that is, reenact the wedding, give Anna a replacement groom so that her soul could rest in peace. The villagers were scared, but also had a little hope. they agreed to help him prepare. On a bright moonlit night, candles were lit, wedding flowers were arranged, and the ritual began. Anna appeared for real, standing right in the middle of the main room, but instead of being freed, her smile was distorted into a terrifying face. The whole communal house shook, screams echoed. The shaman collapsed, blood gushing from his mouth. When everything was quiet, he had stopped breathing, and Anna had disappeared as if she had never existed. The villagers understood that no one could marry the missing groom, and that curse would never end easily. From that night, the ancient communal house became an absolutely forbidden area. But the secret about the groom from the past made everyone even more curious. Who was he? Why did he disappear? And was he really taken away by a ghost? Clues began to emerge from the old wedding book that was still in the village church. But who would dare to open it again when the blood-red lines that had appeared made everyone terrified? Perhaps the answer to the groom's fate and the truth behind the bride's ghost will be revealed in the next episode.